coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Out here. Big love, man, to everybody who support the movement, everybody who support the platform. We out here, man. We pushing P positive energy all 2025. Everybody who got the membership, man, big love to you, man. If you ain't got it, go get it. Shame on you, blame on you. You dig? Let's go, let's get it. Man, I think it was something somebody said about these escapes, man. A lot of people want to talk about the escapes. Like I told you, I know, especially with the escape thing going on now in Louisiana. I know a dude, man, Big Fred, my brother, man. He did escape one time, tried it again, ended up getting shot. I have not told that story yet because I want to get Fred on here to tell it so he can give y'all all the real details. But that's one of my longest known friends, man, in the penitentiary. I probably knew him since I got locked up in 87. I probably knew him since 88, 89, you know. So shout out to Big Fred. That story will be forthcoming soon. But I do remember being on the institution, man, when these dudes had a escape plot, man. I don't know what the whole gist of it of what they was really planning to do and how they was planning to pull it off, considering where we were. Excuse me, I don't know how they could have got it done. But you talking about some elaborate stuff. This was the first time that I really understood what would happen if somebody tried to, escape from prison. That is the number one security risk in prison, is somebody trying to escape. Man, when they get that thing, man, they go crazy. When they get that type of information, I'm talking about everything stop moving. The whole institution, they shut it down. They do a major shakedown. It ain't no telling how long we gonna be locked up, when we gonna come out, or nothing. They just go crazy. And I remember being on this institution, man. I don't know how these dudes got it done, but it was two white guys, man. They must have been plotting to escape. I mean, they had built a dummy or two dummies, like with the shoulder, the head, stuff like you see in the movies. I don't know where they get all of this stuff from, but I guess their attempt was to, to put those things in the bed and, act like they was in the bed. I guess when they doing the count or whatnot, it would have looked like that they was actually in the bed. And they had built a wooden gun, man. Two wooden guns, like it was carved, like wood carving, like you could build it. It looked like a gun. If you hold it, you know what I'm saying, you would think it's a gun unless you get up on it. So I guess they was planning to, like walk their way out with the gun or whatever, and had to, or use it to, I don't know, because in my mind I'm thinking to myself, like, if you gonna try to use the fake gun to walk out, they gonna know you gone, so why you got the dummy? So who knows what their actual plan was, because you can't tell what their plan was, because once the people got wind of it, man, they scooped them up so fast, man. I'm talking about like a bolt of lightning, so we in there, and it's like probably, I don't know, maybe like 10 something. It had to be 10 something because we was already locked down. So boom, when we locked down at night, I think we locked down like 9 something. When we locked down, it's usually they cut the lights out in the block after everybody been locked down and they did their last count. They'll dim the lights in the block, so it's usually dark in there. So when you see them lights come on in the penitentiary in that block, you know something is going on. Somebody coming in there, and they coming to shake somebody down. They coming to do something when they cut them lights on in the block at nighttime. So dudes is in their cell or whatnot, and all of a sudden the lights come on, and man, all you hear is keys and footsteps. Everybody probably getting up out of the bed, going to their door, look what's going on. And they like, open such and such cell, open the cell. And man, when you get up and go to that door, you seen so many police coming in there. You seen big hats. Well, back then we called them white shirts. You got white shirts coming in there and everything. I'm like, man, what's going on? First thing in my mind is, somebody done, killed their cell partner or something when they come that deep. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that came to my mind. So they go to the cell, man. They bum rush the cell. They open the door. They only do like they regularly do instructions or whatever. But everybody come to the door, cover up. They don't do that. They bust the door, boom, 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 bum rush in there. You see them bring both of them out all balled up, stretch them out on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Handcuff them. Pick them up, drag them on up out of that joint, and then they up in the cell. And you can see they bring the little fake half dummies out, throw them on the floor. They taking pictures of them. They got the camcorder, they recording the joint. They taking pictures of the joint. They come out. They lay the little wooden guns down there beside the dummies. They taking pictures. They doing video recordings of them. Man, they start walking around from cell to cell, looking at every cell, making sure everybody was there, telling them to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself presentable. I'm like, man, what the? It was like crazy. So they stayed in there almost all night long. This had to be like 10 something. Man, they stayed up in that block probably until like, man, I want to say like 4, 5 in the morning, man, because it was close to breakfast time. They just tore the cell up completely, like they looking for stuff. They going through letters. They all out in the pod. They going through letters. They got the investigators over there. They going through cosmetics. They going through everything in that cell. You know what I'm saying? So needless to say, we went on lockdown. We couldn't even come out that day. We stayed on lockdown. We ended up going on lockdown, man. They did a major shakedown. So they didn't even they started with our building. So they didn't even weren't even thinking about letting us out. They locked the whole institution down. They did a major shakedown again. We had just went through one probably about a month ago. So they did the major shakedown, came and everybody cell, went through everything. They was even more thorough this time because now they want to look at your letters and they don't know what they looking for. Like somebody was plotting with them or whatever. So they going through everything, man. The whole institution, man, because everybody on lockdown. We stayed on lockdown probably like 2.5 weeks messing with this right here, just for what you would call an attempt to escape or a conspiracy to escape, because they ain't did nothing. They ain't went nowhere. I guess they weren't ready. They was putting a plan together. So come to find out, somebody knew. It had to be somebody in their circle, somebody that they talked to. Like I told you, loose lips sink ships. Somebody they talked to got nervous, didn't like him, or got wind of it and dropped a note and said such and such them cell is planning to escape. Y'all need to shake them down. Y'all need to go. Woo, 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 woo. This is what we heard later from a CO. So this is what gave them the information that somebody was trying to get going, and that's why they came in there so deep, right? Later on in my bit, I would find out that dudes would use that plot to get you towed off, to get you locked up. That's an old school trick. So if anybody ever came at you, or the police ever came at you like that, it was an old timer who did that. That was an old timer trick. They want to get rid of you. They want to get you off the scene. All they got to do is drop a note and say, hey, they planning to escape. Man, them people coming so deep and so fast. And if nothing else, even if they don't find nothing, if nothing else, you going to jail. You going on an investigation just like that. Off the top. You know what I'm saying? So this how dangerous the game is. This that velocity that's called duggery. If you say you running the store boss and people owe you money, or you got drugs and you done gave somebody some drugs and they can't pay you and they know you gonna do something to them. All they got to do is drop that note and say you trying to escape, and they coming running down on you, bro, and you might get shipped up off the compound, whether they find nothing or not, because it's the threat and they scared. But dudes don't do it that much, because if they can track down who wrote that note, and it is false, or even if it is true, they gonna get you too, because they feel like you was in on it, and then you just bagged out. Anything that got anything to do with trying to escape in there, man, I'm telling you, they OD in there. The administration OD, they overdose, they go extra hard. Because now you talking about job security. These people lose their job if somebody escape. Usually when somebody escape off a compound, it's going to fall down on the major, who is the head of security. It's going to fall down on the warden. Them the ones who can lose their job for that. This is why they go so hard for that. The major is control of all security. That is his job. So any escape gonna fall directly on him. And then whoever his superior is, which won't be nobody but the assistant warden or the ward, they're gonna be held accountable too. You understand? Because that's the most important thing on an institution is that count and to make sure everybody is there. Now, how we being treated, what's going on in there, how we being fed, the violence in there, don't care nothing about that. As long as you in there and you ain't got out. You understand? So as I'm learning this, I'm like, man, that's a dangerous game. That's a vicious game. So you got to always be aware that when you dealing, you know what I'm saying, in illegal stuff. If you dealing in drugs, you dealing in gambling, you dealing in store boxing, racketeering, getting at a CO. Yeah, if you got one of them female COs too, same thing. Dude might like the female CO. He might think he got a chance with the female CO, but you in the way, and you a threat to him, and he can't beat you, or he feel intimidated by you. So what he gonna do? He can send the people at you. Oh, such and such trying to escape. You know what I'm saying? I heard him talking about escape. I overheard him talking about escape. That's all they got to do. That's it, bro. And they coming to get you, man. They coming to get you in the big way. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And we ended up, like I said, we on lock for weeks, all because of this. And anybody who got anything else that's like contraband, or you holding a knife, or you got some drugs or something, all that's dead, man. Dudes had to flush them drugs. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to try to flush that knife, get rid of that knife, because when they come for something like that of that magnitude, they going through everything. That's what we call the hard shakedown. They going through the hard shakedown then, because a lot of times, even when we do the major shakedowns, man, you get some lazy officers. It all depends. Everybody be in there looking out at the sets. They come in sets of twos. Everybody be looking at the set, trying to figure out who the bootlickers. You know what I'm saying? Who the Uncle Toms, who the Jeffro Bodines, who the ones that's gonna go hard, super hard, go through all your stuff, and they be like, them two, man, we don't want that group right there, man. We know we don't want them because both of them is real live police. You be trying to pick who you want. You want the soft ones. You want the ones that don't really care. They just there to get a check, or either or they just lazy. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely don't want that one that you done had beef with, you done cussed out, you be joking on, you done had words with. He gonna go through your cell, man. He gonna find something. He gonna find something, because almost anything can be considered as contraband. You know. But you got dudes that's making wine, all of this stuff. So that's why the dudes who do write the notes, they be trying to be super duper anonymous, man, because if something like that happen, man, and we go on lock and all this, and dudes had to get rid of, man, hey, you ain't gonna be able to be on that compound. Number one, you telling, and number two, you done messed a lot of stuff up for a lot of people. So a lot of people gonna be down on you, you know. So that's why they be trying to do it in silence. But man, they dropped the note on the whiteboards, and it had to be somebody in their circle, because I was in the block with them and I couldn't even see none of that they was going. I don't know how they got the stuff to make the little dummies. I don't know how they get no piece of wood or whatever they had to make them makeshift guns. I don't even know how they even possibly came up with that, man. But I told you, dudes in prison be so genius, man. You got some genius minds in there, man. I'm talking about from my cell looking out the tray slot. It looked like the guns was real. You know what I'm saying? Dudes like, oh man, they got guns. They got guns. But all the time the police end up telling us they was wood guns. They was carved like that, and they done painted it. They done put some wax on it. It looked real, like it, especially like a dog. If you hold it and you just point at somebody like, open the gate, open. Man, them people gonna think that's a real gun. They gonna think that's a real gun. So that was their plot, man, but somebody foiled it for them. Somebody told on them, and they ran down on us, man. And that was my first experience understanding what these people do if they think somebody trying to escape off that compound, man. Everything is shut down. Ain't nothing moving. Ain't nothing going nowhere. Ain't even no houseman coming out to help serve no food. Ain't no kitchen workers going to work to help make that food. It's all staff. And every time you got to use all staff where they really got to do their job, the people in the kitchen really got to cook, the dietitians and all of them really got to cook all that food for the whole compound, everything will be moving slow. Everything. We'll get breakfast 10, 11 o'clock. You know, everything gonna be moving slow because they actually need the inmates to make the penitentiary run. If all inmates said on there they won't work it because we working for slave wages anyway, you know what I'm saying? The most money you gonna get is 45 cents. You know what I'm saying? So if all workers, if all dudes in the penitentiary just say they wasn't gonna work, man, penitentiaries would be shut down, or either we wouldn't even be coming out the cell. It'll be 24-hour lockdown because they ain't gonna have enough staff to do what they need to do. They not. It all depends on us. But we still do it because a lot of dudes be locked up, ain't got no support from home. And even though this slave wages and little bit of money, a little bit of money beat no money all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of money beat no money all day. So dudes gonna do it. You understand? They gonna go work. And then a lot of dudes do their time like that. It's just that they feel like if I got something to get up to do every day, you know what I'm saying, then it's gonna make my time go by faster. That's the philosophy of a lot of dudes. You understand? So man, it just be crazy in there. I'm telling you, it's just the trickle effect that it trickles down to everything else that's going on. Everything else that's going on. The kitchen is one of the major things in prison. It probably be like, man, 4 to 5 dietitians over there on the shift. So the workers is doing all. You think 4 or 5 dietitians can make food for 1,500 people? No, no, man, they ain't got it. They don't have enough people. You know what I'm saying? And they got to make the food, put them on the cot, put them in trays, and bring the food over and serve the food. That's why we be getting bag food. You know, you get a dry bologna sandwich, or orange, a little cotton of milk, or something like that, and that's supposed to be a whole meal for you. Some carrots, little small miniature carrots in a bag. You know what I'm saying? In a little lunch bag. That's gonna be. You might get that for lunch and dinner when we on these type of conditions. So all of this is gonna happen just by the whisper of an escape attempt. Not somebody getting caught trying to escape, just the accusation alone. The penitentiary is gonna be in an uproar, dog. It's gonna be in an uproar. But like I said, dudes, that's a major move. Only dudes gonna pull that is gonna be an old timer, a slick guy. But when you know penology and you know what's going, that's why. Because a regular dude or a new dude gonna be scared to do it because he know if he get caught doing it, even if he, you know what I'm saying, if his name come out there, that's who wrote the note or that's who sent the people, bro, he ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. He don't be able to go no. It's just like, I mean, he got the snitch jacket on, plus everybody mad because you done messed up a whole lot of plays for a whole lot of people. Cause there's a whole lot of stuff be going on. You got, like I say, dudes making wine, dudes got weapons in their cell, dudes got all types of contraband in their cell. And now, if you fast forward to now, like 2025, man, you messed that up for some dudes in there that got them phones and they got to get rid of them phones. Man, man, you could pop up at another institution 6 months later after coming out of segregation, your name already be on that compound that you did that, and they don't want you around. Somebody gonna split your head off. You might be on the compound for about 48 hours for somebody to split your head off. It might be the same day because they might put you in the cell with one of them dudes that know about you, and he might take care of you. Don't nobody want them type of people around because they dangerous. They dangerous to the whole institution, you know. But as far as the person that's getting blamed for trying to escape or getting the accusation put on him, or you going up off that compound the next morning. If it happened that night, that mob morning, they backing the bus up. Emergency transfer, you going up off of that joint, and you going to the highest level security they got. You know, and at that time it would have been Mecklenburg. You know, and that's probably exactly where that person went. Them two dudes went straight to Mecklenburg. You know, off the top, off the rip. You know, so yeah, man. So that escape stuff is real serious in the penitentiary. You know, and not just doing it, just even talking about it. You can't even get caught talking about it. You can't be whispering about it. You can't be talking in the ears in the cornfield hear you and somebody hear you and they don't like you. All they gotta do is go whisper that or drop that note. They coming to get you, man. They coming to get you, man. Show is grits is grocers, man. So anyway, man, I just wanted to share that with y'all to give y'all some insight of what go on in there, man. If you just mention the word escape in prison. That's just like getting in you remember how they say you can't holler out fire in an open movie theater? You know, you can't get on no plane and mention the word hijacking. Oh, it's the same effect in the penitentiary. Don't even say the word escape. You know what I'm saying? You better not even listen to the group escape. You better not have escape playing on your headphones in there somebody heard, because they coming to get you, man. Straight like that, man. But anyway, man, big love TBP Nation, man. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Man, y'all be safe out there, man. Be smart. Make good decisions, man. Duck that penitentiary at all costs. This is not a life that you want to live. I can guarantee you that. If I don't know nothing else, I know that for a fact. It's not a life that you want to live. Not if you're a human being, because it ain't meant for humans. You understand? Captivity ain't even meant for animals, but we do it to them because they, you know, they can't do nothing about it. We, on the other hand, as humans, we can do something about it, and let's make good decisions, man, and know how we move out here and value our freedom, man. So please do that, man. And please share these videos with anybody in your life that you might think is at risk for losing their freedom, man, so they can just, you know, take a second thought about what they're doing out here. Because when they get to the other side, man, it's gonna be one hard place to get out of. Y'all be safe, man. Be smart, make good decisions, man. And duck them hooks, man, and duck the penitentiary. Because when you get in there, you gonna want to escape, but y'all better not talk about it. Yeah.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.